Thank you so much for tuning in to Awakening with Katina Love and segment on Inspiration Sunday. Awakening with Katina Love is a conscious talk show to learn about self empowerment, the law of attraction, creating financial abundance, and natural health. Please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Awakening with Katina Love, where there are over 75 shows to download for your listening pleasure. Our special guest today is Sue Stone, happiness and empowerment coach and founder of Sue Stone Foundation. She resides over in the UK. Please visit her website at suestone.com. Today we're going to talk about the journey of Sue Stone and how she was inspired to become a happiness and empowered coach. Thank you so much, Susan, for being a guest today. How are you?
Hi, Katina. Great to be on your show. Thank you for inviting me.
You are so welcome. I found you on YouTube a few months ago on Catherine Ryan's show, How'd You Get So Rich? And that show, it really inspired me because you have, I just, really felt what you went through to get where you are today. So do you want to start out by sharing with us, your journey and how you discovered um, happiness for yourself and, how you were empowered to follow your dreams and passions in life?
Yeah, thanks, Katina. Because
You're
it was,
welcome.
as is so often the case with so many of us, it's that our often very challenging life experience sets us on our path for our life purpose, our life mission. And many years ago, I say many years ago, it was 1999, was when my life completely fell apart. In 97, I'd split up with my husband. I had 3 young children. I got left with enormous debt, over £250,000 worth of debt. I had the bank about to repossess my home. I had no income, maxed out on all my credit cards and debts and things. And literally, it got to the stage where one day I had got down to my last £10. So whatever that is, that's only about $12 these days, isn't it? But I literally had just £10 left in my purse. I had no idea where the next penny was coming from. And to be honest, I was terrified, Katina. Absolutely terrified. I was on the verge of being homeless. I had no support from, which obviously a lot of women can relate to, from my ex-husband and the father of my children. And it really was the scariest time of my life. And it got to the point I'd actually forgotten what it felt like to be happy. And I thought happiness had gone forever. But
Wow.
it was that turning point when I remember thinking, my gosh, how on earth has my life come to this? And I remember waking up the following day, and I just knew at some level, I thought, Sue Stone, if I don't do something to turn my life around, no one is going to do it for me. And at some level, I just knew I had to start reading self-help books and positive thinking books and, personal development, how to change my life books. And obviously there was a few very practical things I had to do the following day, like talking to a few people and telling being a bit more open, because I was hugely embarrassed about how bad my life had got. But that got me on my journey of understanding the bigger picture to life, understanding the incredible ancient wisdom and infinite intelligence, God, that will guide us, and that we get more of what we focus on. And if we keep visualizing what we don't want, we're going to get more of what we don't want. And of course, I was the expert at doing it all wrong, I've got to be honest. I spent most of my time visualizing myself being homeless on the side of the street with my children, and it really was a very, very powerful wake-up call. But that just started me. I always remember saying that I believe the reason I turn my life around is I say, don't wait, number one, until you get so desperate that until you wake up and understand the importance of having that faith. I made it my mission to work on myself, to change my thinking, to retrain my brain into focusing on where I wanted to get to, not where I didn't want to get to. And there started this incredible journey of getting my inner world right, starting to believe that I could be worthy of, love again, happiness, abundance, and feeling rich, and I'm not
Mm-hmm.
talking about money here,
Yeah.
it's how we're feeling in our inner world, and being just, I had to get back to basics, Katina, back to really being grateful for the grass that I was walking on, for the air that I breathed, and I just lost sight of all those beautiful small things that we can too easily take for granted. And me really answering your question was, as I started to get my inner world right, of course, my outer world reflected, and I ended up moving into a beautiful home and
Beautiful.
turning my life around in every single way, but literally living and breathing this, and in being aware in every moment what I was thinking, what I was feeling, what I was saying. Every word we speak has, affects us at the quantum level. Every thought we have, every feeling we have, and I started to live a beautifully happy, consistently happy and abundant life. And it was after about 5 years that so many of my friends kept coming around saying, do you know what, Sue, if I don't see you, I miss my Sue energy fix. And
Aww.
I know, it was so lovely. I can remember thinking, my goodness me, I can't believe they missed that. But one day, and just to, answer your question, how did I become a happiness and empowerment coach? It was just purely from so many friends saying, Sue, you really ought to do this. And I thought,
Wow.
wow, if I could help other people turn their lives around and be happy and empowered and glide through life and just deal with anything that sort of potentially comes our way, wouldn't that be amazing? And that was
Yeah.
literally it. I bought the domain name SueStone.com and thought, yay, what do I do next?
Yay.
And that was in 2005, and the rest is history, really. And I absolutely love what I do, and as you can imagine, it's not really work at all. It's just
Right.
my life purpose, my life mission.
Isn't that a beautiful thing to know and be doing what it is that you're called to do, to work in your purpose?
Absolutely.
And isn't that how we know that we're working in our purpose, is that it doesn't feel like work? I can totally relate to that.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel when we get that feeling inside, when our soul knows we're doing what we're here to do, and just loving it. I just meet beautiful people. I always just trust that the right people are drawn to me, and they're the people I can help. And I didn't particularly target anybody, and I didn't follow any sort of old, paradigm of marketing. I just literally went,
Wow.
hello world, I'm here. This is my story. And it was actually a Daily Express national newspaper journalist persuaded me to share the truth about my story, how
I
I did
see.
get down to my last £10. She said, Sue, it will give people so much hope to know that you can feel desperate and full of fear and without any money, and no, I wasn't actually homeless, and I'm very blessed that I wasn't actually homeless.
Mm-hmm.
The fear was all in my mind, but
Right.
it was very real. It was a very real possibility. But I started becoming solution conscious, not problem conscious. I was very focused on
Mm.
becoming prosperity conscious, not lack conscious. And
Yes.
and as well as I know, I don't even have to say it starts to help shift your vibration, shift your consciousness, and then it's when seemingly impossible miracles can just effortlessly come into your experience. It's truly wonderful.
I love the quote you have on your website: kindness should be a way of life and not an exception. Isn't that the truth about, Buddha? I guess Buddha said that.
Yeah,
But
well, yeah, we put that on our business Facebook page today, and yeah,
it's wonderful.
it should be, and that's something I think people just don't do. They don't treat too many people. There's beautiful people out there, but there's a lot of people that don't treat people like they'd like to be treated.
Right.
What we give out, we get back, and I think it is a very fundamental principle. If we could just be kind and smile, it doesn't have to cost any money, does it?
Right, absolutely. So are you in the middle of a retreat right now? Are you, I saw on your website how you were doing a retreat or master, or is it a master class from the 14th through, I just saw it a minute ago.
Well,
But
the 14th of September to the 15th, I'm doing my next 2-day training to become an accredited coach within the Sue Stone Foundation. And then 2 weeks after that, I'm going to France to run a retreat with some of my Sue Stone Foundation accredited coaches, one of them who lives in beautiful rural Brittany. So, yeah, I do all sorts of different things. And I run 2-day events at my home, and I've just actually been to France for the weekend. Actually, we just literally shot over there just for spontaneity, but it was just to have fun and love life, really, as I do.
that is wonderful. That is just absolutely wonderful. So you were saying that you were discovered, you were just living your truth and working on your inner self to become more prosperous, so far as your consciousness. So at what point, like if someone is, because I'm a similar coach as you as well, I wanted to find out, like I try to help women to do what I'm doing, to do what you're doing. What advice do you have to give when, women are just starting out?
Well, of course, this is what I do with all my accredited coaches, and that's a very good question. For me, what's really important when people come and join the Sue Stone Foundation, for example, it's I only really take heart-centered people who genuinely want to make a difference in the world. But what my main focus is with everybody and with the work that I do, I say, look, the greatest investment you can make is actually to work on yourself. Before you really step out, work on yourself, work on your thinking, identify the beliefs that maybe you have that will hold you back. For anybody, if they feel they want to do something and they want to get out, and they're perhaps at some level have maybe got a fear of failure or a fear of success, when we become and live consciously and identify what thoughts are we having, limiting thoughts and beliefs that maybe will hold us back, because it is our core beliefs that is how we see our world and what we reflect back. So by that I mean, if anyone's stepping out, but their self-talk, their inner voice is saying, oh, it'll be really hard, it's going to be really difficult, people are going to laugh at me. This is what we create, this is what we manifest. So my biggest tip to all the people I work with is, do a thought diary for a few days. Identify any negative or self-limiting thoughts and beliefs and thoughts and statements that you're making that might well identify a belief that, oh, it's really a struggle, or whatever. Because if we believe it's going to be a struggle, it will be a struggle, and so that is my biggest thing that I always say to people. I'm passionate about helping people be, as you and I are very much on the same page, but my thing is the greatest and most exciting version of you, of them. We've each got that seed of greatness within us, but only, you can, as we say, take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So I just say to people, if we work on ourselves, because often the reason businesses fail and entrepreneurs fail is because of their self-limiting and negative thoughts and beliefs that they have, that it's going to be a struggle. And this is when it starts to be, we need to learn to follow our intuitive mind, as Albert Einstein said. The intuitive mind is a gift, the rational mind is the servant. But of course, humanity is a society that honors the servant, and people try and analyze everything and rationalize.
That's true. That is so true. We analyze too much as a people and don't trust. I kind of dealt with that myself, is not trusting God or trusting spirit or the universe.
I totally agree. That is trust and belief.
Yeah.
My tab club is literally trust and belief. That is the key to creating a life you love. and just, let go, let God. But for goodness sake, have a vision. Focus on, one of the other things is, for anyone trying to get out there, visualize the outcome you want. And by that, I mean, don't be too specific. Maybe just visualize yourself loving what you're doing, feeling abundant, feeling, if we don't feel successful now, if we don't feel rich now, we literally cannot draw to us, into our physical experience, things to be successful and to be rich. We need to feel those things now, and that as well as faith is actually science as well. Two things in vibrational resonance are drawn together. So we need to feel it all now, and my big key is to thrive in the now. In every moment is our point of power when we're creating.
Absolutely. So can you tell us more about the Sue Stone Foundation? If people do want to enroll in your program and start the accredited coaching program, how would they do that?
Well, I set up the Sue Stone Foundation about 6.5 years ago now, and that once again was just from demand from so many people.
Wow.
Saying, how can I be part of what you do? How can I, and it became very clear to me there's a lot of hugely gifted, everybody has their own unique gift to offer, but people just don't know how to sort of, perhaps, they want to be part of a team and not be on their own, but they're each person.
Right, that's true.
Person, and they know they've got that support. So that's where the Sue Stone Foundation was born, and we help people from all walks of life. I have a separate website for that, www.suestonefoundation.com. But people need to apply, but you can soon identify true heart-centered people with a beautiful gift. And I have people from all walks of life, all backgrounds, that have gone through the most hugely challenging experiences and now want to use, I help fine-tune them and to support them, but also help them, not waste those challenges and doing good in the world to share from that personal experience. So if anyone wants to get in touch, then the best thing is via that website.
Okay, so is it also online? It's online too, or is it all in person? Do they have to come over there?
Well, at the moment, funnily enough, I'm literally, because I've got people all around the world that follow me, and I keep thinking I'm in the process of developing an online training program, but it would have to be personalized. It isn't just a standard package people just buy online. It's in my name. I'm very passionate about supporting people and having that personal contact. So obviously this wonderful Zoom platform would be utilized, which I use anyway for my Tab Club. So
great.
But at the moment, I'm just doing it in person. But I have to be honest, Katina, I've had people flying from all over the world to come and do the training. So
that is wonderful.
Yeah, thank you.
So that's part of the retreats that you're doing, like over in France, and
France isn't the training for the Sue Stone Foundation. That's something that we do within some of these are ladies. I get men and ladies, but they're also part of the foundation, and we do work together. We can do anything. We can pull together, but I do a specific 2-day training, and that's the start, the 2-day training, because people then get as much ongoing personal coaching or business mentoring from me at no extra cost. So it's proved to be very wonderful. There's no upsell, there's nothing like that. It's terribly English.
Oh.
I'm not very good at the big upsell. I have to do it it's a very open, honest sort of, this is it, this is what, and it works magically, and we have lots of reunions and getting together, and as they say, the power of the collective is far greater than the sum of the individual parts. So
I get that. Yeah, I mean, to me this is becoming a trend. I mean, a really good trend, because as we shift our paradigm, as we evolve as a human race, I mean, I look at Tony Robbins. You're familiar with him over here in the United States?
Oh, of course we are, yeah.
And to me, it seems like you are like the Tony Robbins over in the UK.
Funnily enough, I have been labelled as the Tony Robbins of the UK, or Or was Gary Craig, who, I don't know if you know, he's the guy who founded the Emotional Freedom Technique, EFT. He's based in California, and I had lunch with him, and he said, "Gia, you like a white Oprah?"
Right.
I know. So yeah, but I have to be English. You know, I'm very English, and but I love what I do, and
That's
it's
wonderful
how it's expanding, and the television. Just, you know, I did Secret Millionaire quite a few years ago. They just approached me to say would I do that. So I've had quite a lot of television that's just sort of appeared into my experience, and if it feels right and I feel it's going to portray the message in the right way, then I do it. If I feel it's, you know, I don't want to be on TV for the sake of it. So but it's been good. It's been very good. Thank you, Katina.
You're welcome. And I see you've been on BBC, ITV, Channel 4, Channel 5, Wave 105.2, and Sky News. And I just think that's wonderful because you really do have a great message. And like I was saying, this thing it's growing big time, because I think we live in that time where people need self-empowerment to know that, you know, they're creating their experience, to give them the tools so that they can create more things that they want and empower themselves to live out their dreams, to live out their purpose. And people just need hope, you know. So I think it's a wonderful, wonderful thing that you're doing.
Thank you, and you're absolutely right. And I think, you know, the world needs this message, and there are still a scaringly large number of people that have no awareness. Believe me, I didn't. You know, my former life, as I call it, I was living very much in a reactive way with no understanding of all this. And now all I want to do, I'll share it with anyone that will listen to me. You know, I'm very passionate about giving as much help as I can, and no, it's all. But as I agree with you, the time is now. There's so much uncertainty going on that I think people are looking, they are waking up, and it's great. And having national TV like the Catherine Ryan, the How Did You Get So Rich program, they edited that so well with how I wanted it to be portrayed, that it's making people realize just how powerful their thoughts are, and people have no idea that they're, you know, focusing on what they don't want.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, I believe that the best investment we can make is in ourselves. And to me, this is like the new way of being educated. I mean, I'm all for education and going to college and all that, but there's another piece to what's being taught. So I can see self-empowerment even, you know, becoming part of the curriculum in our universities. And I'm sure that there are some that are probably not aware of it, but, you know, to enroll in something like what you're doing would just be amazing. I mean, I think we're living that time, and it's going to come a time where, you know, it's going to be well known and people are going to be going for that. So I think it's great. Can you share like what it would take to enroll in your program and what the cost would be?
Yeah, I have no problem. I've just quickly to go back. You know, I have people that have come into my foundation, maybe people that I've helped with the one-to-one. I think of one girl particularly, Laura Billett. She came to me for one-to-one a few years ago. You know, she's tried to take her own life with depression. She's self-harmed. She's done all the things, you know, and tried to put on this brave face. She's had eating disorders, and she's absolutely amazing. And now her passion is to get, you know, to help the children with healthy minds. And so it's her own personal experience, you know, that stuff I haven't necessarily been through. So she is using her and talking from her own personal experience, and, you know, and I've got other people within the foundation that have been bullied, that so they're all collaborating together to think, okay, what can we do to get this into the schools? So
yes,
I think the earlier we can get it, I just wanted to confirm that to you, that I agree. But no, the investment for my 2-day training to join the Sue Stone Foundation is £1,500.
Very reasonable. Very reasonable.
Thank you. I believe it is. You know, there's lots of people out there, certainly over in the States, that charge thousands and thousands of dollars. for what it is and the ongoing support that they get. 6 years ago is what I charged, and the people that are my founder members still, we come together for my reunions, we still get together, I go and support them, wherever they are, if they want me to talk with them, to create an event. And it's been amazing, and it literally is that one-off payment, and then from then onwards they can have as much personal coaching, business mentoring from me, and we promote them from the Sue Stone Foundation website. And and if they put an event on, I'll help share it and get the message out there. So it feels right, it felt a fair figure for what people get.
Thank you so much, Sue. Thanks for sharing all your wonderful information. If you want more information, please visit SueStoneFoundation.com. Thank you so much once again, Sue, for being a guest today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And audience, thank you for tuning in to Awakening with Katina Love. Namaste.